Hello everybody, K-Whip here, and welcome to another Destiny 2 video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about some of the changes coming with Destiny 2, and why on a personal level, there are things that I'm just not that happy about, and things that I wish were actually going in the opposite direction. So this is going to be a bit more of a negative video, just because I don't like a lot of the changes. If you do, that's fine. I'm not saying that Destiny 2 is a bad game, I'm not saying that I'm not going to cover it. I just want to explain why I don't like a lot of the changes with Destiny 2 and why I think it will never be as good as I really wanted it to be. And of course this is just my reaction from the beta, and they might fix these flaws, but I've kind of given up my expectations of Bungie making the choices that I think are sometimes obvious. So my main kind of issues with Destiny 2 and why I don't like the direction it's taking are its time to kill, its destruction of the individual, and the matchmaking. Now, starting off with time to kill. When I heard Destiny 2 was coming out, I really thought that we were going to get a decrease to time to kill, as in that you kill faster. Because towards the end of Destiny 1, there was this big movement to buff all primaries so they would be able to counter the special weapons that were feeling extremely strong. And Bungie even acknowledged it and said that they would work on it if it's what the community really wanted. But then they came out with a patch that just killed special ammo instead. And that was a change I really didn't like, and it was not successful at all and probably turned a lot of people away from the game. Because special is really what brought me to Destiny. I didn't come to Destiny because I like to use pulse rifles and scout rifles and auto rifles. I don't really care about those things. Hand cannons are kind of fun, but they don't keep my interest that much. I'm not going to go out and get a breaker with a hand cannon all that often. But using snipers, fusion rifles, shotguns, even sidearms when they weren't considered super meta, was extremely fun because you can get big multi-kills with its one-hit capabilities and make cool, exciting plays that you can throw up onto your YouTube channel if you're a little K-Whip. So special was exciting. Special was something that in a lot of other shooters you can't use with a primary. It was just an interesting combination to always have that and to balance a loadout around that. And so to keep those highlight plays around, I was hoping that special would be around a lot, it would be good, but you would have a faster time to kill on primaries, so you would be able to counter someone that's rushing you with a shotgun. You could put down someone trying to snipe you a bit quicker. So if you see a fusion rifle in your face, it isn't certain death. But instead we went the opposite direction. Time to kill on primaries slowed way down, and now everything feels so weak. I don't really feel powerful in Destiny 2 until I actually get power ammo, and then when I do, it doesn't even feel like it's something skillful anymore. When I'm walking around killing everyone I see with a fusion rifle, I don't even feel skilled anymore. It just feels like something that should happen, like if I was using a heavy machine gun in Destiny 1. It isn't that satisfying because it's just so much better than everything else, which is really not the way I wanted power weapons and special to be. Because I like to use those weapons because they make me feel skilled, not because they're overpowered. So they took what my favorite part of Destiny 1 was in the special weapons, and now in Destiny 2 I kind of hate power weapons, because they feel so extremely dominating over the game. So my favorite thing of Destiny 1 kinda got ruined for me, and then all the other parts, being the abilities and primary weapons, all feel worse now too. Because of the time to kill and registration, they all feel less effective and kind of like a shell of its former self. But anyway, now I'll transition into my second point, which is the destruction of the individual. And what that means is that as an individual player, you have both less choices and less impact on the game. They took away choices that we had with making our builds with intellect, discipline, strength, and then in the subclasses they simplified it so you can only switch from 2 different ways to play, instead of completely being able to customize your subclass. These are changes to simplify things for the casual player, and I'll go into later why that doesn't match up with some of the other changes they're making. But I don't like these simplifications and trying to make things easier for us, because learning a game, learning a new experience is a fun thing, and if you can't do it alone, that's what communities are for, that's what YouTubers are for. In Destiny 2's gameplay reveal, they were talking so much about the community and how they want to make Destiny a social experience. So it confuses me why they can't keep something that's not even very complex in the game, that people can easily be helped out with some community guiding. But the thing that bothers me more is that you can do very little on your own in the Destiny 2 Crucible. The amount of 1v1s in Destiny 2 is just ridiculously limited. I feel like I get in maybe 1 or 2 1v1s a game, and every time I try to challenge someone, I'm immediately getting team shotted. And I don't know if it's just because of this Endless Veil map. It's a very small map. The respawn is 5 seconds. And it seems like you respawn right on top of your teammates, so people are kind of always clumped, and even if you get a couple kills, people are respawning on them really quickly. So maybe it's just the map, maybe it's the spawns, I don't know, but it feels like people are always together, and if you're not running in a pack with all your teammates, you're at a huge disadvantage and are probably just going to get picked. And so that's very detrimental to the way that I like to play. I usually go off and do my own thing, especially if I'm like making a video, I'm trying to slay, go on streaks, make a huge difference by myself. And now it feels like in Destiny 2, if you want to do well, you kind of just gotta hold hands with your teammates and team shot. And then another thing I do a lot is I like to flank, but I feel like that's way worse now, because once you get behind a couple people and start shooting them, usually your time to kill isn't even good enough to pick up a kill before the rest of the team turns on you and finishes you, and flanking feels just a whole lot worse. And having a much more limited impact on the game really does kind of hurt me. In Destiny 1, my favorite thing about the game was by far Trials of Osiris. I played a ton of it, streamed a ton of it, and about 85% of the time I was playing Trials, I was doing a double carry. I was playing with 2 viewers, usually not at my skill level, trying my best to get them to the lighthouse, and a lot of times I could. I felt like I had a huge impact on the game and could carry people. And so maybe you don't like that, but personally that was something I really enjoyed. It was something that was great for my channel, it was something I enjoyed a lot, it gave me a reason to try to get better. But now if you want to do well, it's kind of like you're just a cog in the machine, and you have to try to play within the team. And that's even like reflected in the scoring now, how they don't show your kills and deaths, they show your opponents defeated and your efficiency. So if you do any damage to someone, you technically get a kill. And this is inflating everyone's KDs or efficiencies, making it seem less impressive. Streaks seem less impressive because those aren't actually your kills, but you're getting the credit for them. I can put 1 bullet into 3 people really quickly while we're team shotting, and oh, Shax has an orgasm. I had a triple kill. I'm sorry, but I'm not gratified by that. But anyway, as someone who's always strived to be a standout player and has always wanted to make a huge impact on the game, to me it feels like I don't have that ability as well anymore. And that's something that makes the game seem a lot less exciting for me. And then my last point was matchmaking and kind of, I guess, game modes as well. And so they showed us a quick play and a competitive game mode. And competitive seemed pretty decent. It was competitive. I think there was definitely some skill-based matchmaking there, as I played multiple large streamers and teams of 4 sweaty clans and stuff like that. But what surprised me was that environment was also in quick play. I saw way too much BSK and IAM and other sweaty clans and big YouTubers, Twitch streamers in my lobbies just non-stop. I think there was one day where I played Frostbolt 5 times. And so there was a strong presence of skill-based matchmaking in quick play, which is just not how it's supposed to be. Quick play is the game mode where you're just trying to have fun. It's not supposed to be super serious. It's not supposed to be super competitive. I don't want to sweat my balls off when I'm in quick play. That is what the competitive game mode is for. Quick play should not have skill-based matchmaking, or at least an extremely limited amount of it. I think Destiny forgot that its multiplayer was originally a side note, that it was just for fun, and for just about its entire lifespan it didn't even have any competitive aspect to it other than Trials, which compared to other games is not really a competitive game mode. So this movement to change the entirety of Destiny 2 PvP into something that's supposed to be more competitive does not make much sense. There should be quick play playlists with fun game modes. They don't have to be super competitive. Give us Rumble back. Give us some 6v6. Keep 4-on-4 on there too, because you want people to be able to do quick play to practice and get better at a certain game mode so they can take that into competitive. But there's gotta be fun options to your PvP, because that should be the main focus, especially because you are focusing on casual players with a lot of the changes you're making. So you shouldn't be trying to make every single one of these players be super sweaty and try to make them super competitive. And if they do want to do that, the competitive playlist is there. But let quick play have fun. Let PvP be fun. That is its original purpose. Sometimes we forget that. But anyway, that's everything I have to say. Let me know how you feel about the Destiny 2 changes in the comments. I'm curious. Again, I have a negative perception to a lot of these things because I like really fast-paced gameplay. I like getting lots of kills, doing things myself, and I'm a YouTuber and Twitch streamer, so I want to make highlight plays. I want to be entertaining for people. And this game, with the direction it's taking, a lot of those things don't work out quite as well. But anyway, that's going to be it for the video. Thank you for watching, and see you later. Major debate!
God, why?